Powerful paradoxes that will change the way you think, part 4. So this is the persuasion paradox. The most persuasive people don't argue. They observe, listen, and ask better questions. Those are the persuasive people. This is something that I learned the hard way when I was stepping into my leadership journey. This was about 10 years ago. Very first time starting to have a team that is growing, and then a lot of team dynamics, and then of course didn't know the difference between leading, managing, and all of those that are quite important as a young manager back then. I thought that in order to convince someone, even in sales, it's all about the things that you say, having the right words, being able to say things that resonate with them, which, obviously choice of words, your body language, things like that, it does matter. But at the end of the day, persuasion really comes from how much you understand about the person. Are you able to crack that person open and see what's inside before you start opening your mouth? The paradox is, the harder you try to convince someone, the more resistance they get. So the real influence really comes from someone that is pretty observant and quiet. It's funny, I know. Often this doesn't feel like persuasion at all, but I noticed this especially when I was in my personal shopping days doing image consultancy. I asked a lot more questions and I observed way more before I started convincing them about the looks or the wardrobe that I was trying to push. And they were more open to my advice because I already did my part to research and truly connect with them by understanding them. And this goes hand in hand with trying to influence anyone, right, of different level, whether it's your peer, your subordinate, or someone above you. At the end of the day, people want to be heard, people want to be seen, people want to be understood. And in today's world where technology is all over the place, everything is fast-paced, we already lose that human touch or the essence to make someone feel like we understand them. Therefore, this is a very critical skill to have to persuade people. This is something that I've seen in successful pitches or meetings when an idea is being placed out there. And especially when it's something new, people are creatures of comfort, they're more against it. But you will notice that the people who talk and try to be like a salesperson is the one that's not really getting anything much. They don't know how to play the game. They throw the ball too much and they don't know how to take it back, hold it, do something with it. And those people that allow the other party to share, to confide, to open up, and then when that person feels understood, that is the time that you persuade. I think it's when you are trying not to win and be right all the time and you're trying to understand, that's when you truly can persuade someone. So this is backed by research by Harvard Business School. They found that people who ask more questions, especially follow-up questions, are consistently rated as likable, persuasive, and emotionally intelligent. Basically, it's just this person gets me. There's also something called the illusion of transparency bias. We think people know our intention because we explain ourselves clearly. But in reality, they feel heard and understood when they explain themselves, not when we explain ourselves. Persuasion isn't about changing other people's mind only. It's about giving them space enough to change it themselves. I think that's the true success of persuasion. You don't have to argue to be better, you just have to observe better. So a question for all of you today: who do you want to influence more simply by listening to them better?